Claude Monet was the ongoing master of the Impressionists.
Claude Monet was born on November 14, 1840 in Paris.
His father was a groceryman and eventually opened a small bank, and they were rather well off. But the father was put off because his son wanted to be an artist.
Monet's family moved to Le Havre, Normandy, where he met landscape artist Eugène Boudin, who taught him to paint outdoors.
Painting outdoors had been practiced by artists since before 1800, but these would be just sketches. What Monet did that was so different was he would actually produce a painting from start to finish entirely outdoors.
He was in the military for about 2 years, and his aunt agreed that if he would actually enroll in a formal art institute, that she would buy his way out of the service.
The academy was teaching art in a tradition that dated back to the Renaissance, and he believed that this tradition had become outdated.
Within a very short period of time, he resigned and went his own way.
In 1865, Monet won acceptance at the Salon, an annual art show in Paris, but Monet struggled financially.
It was literally a case of survival from day to day.
In 1867, Monet had a child with his model and muse, Camille Dancier.
Camille gave birth to their first son, Jean. He adored her.
During his time in Paris, Monet formed friendships with other young painters, such as Alfred Sisley, Paul Cézanne, and Auguste Renoir.
They called themselves the Anonymous Society of Painters, Sculptors, and printmakers, etc.
Suddenly you had a generation of young painters who wanted to paint everyday life.
In 1874, the Society had their first exhibition featuring Monet's painting, Impression, Sunrise.
The critics and the public were just lost. It was truly a revolutionary change in subject matter, but then it went beyond that. It became a revolutionary change in the actual technique of painting.
One of the things that was so shocking about Monet's work was that it had these individual brushstrokes and it didn't look finished. And so one critic said that they were just conveying an impression. And so we have to coin a new term, Impressionist.
In 1878, Camille became ill during her second pregnancy.
The story goes that Monet was in the bedroom with Camille on the day of her death. When she passed, he closed and locked the door and painted her portrait.
Monet's fortunes continued to change for the better as his dealer Pont Durand-Ruel had increasing success selling his paintings.
He always wanted to be the artist who charged and received the most money for his work.
As time went on, many of his colleagues moved away from Impressionism, but Monet immersed himself in it further, producing a series of several studies of the same motif, such as haystacks and the poplar series.
He was depicting them under different weather conditions, different lighting conditions, and it was a new way of looking at art instead of trying to show a new subject every time.
In 1893, in the garden at his home in Giverny, Monet created the water lily pond that inspired his most celebrated works.
I think that the crowning achievement of his career was the large water lilies. We're talking about water lily panels over 6 feet high and 20 to 25 feet wide. He wanted them presented basically in an oval-shaped room so that as a viewer would walk into the room, they literally would be surrounded.
Still painting in his late 80s, Monet died on December 5, 1926, at the age of 86.
What people should know about this man is that his entire life was focused on his work. Nothing else in his life came close. Everything was predicated on his work.